Mackenzie.
And I'm Eliza.
Here's what's happening at HMS.
Star testing resumes next week. Check the signs in the halls to see where you'll be testing.
Peter Pan performers, no more rehearsals this week.
If you are not returning to Keller ISD next year, please see Miss King in the front office.
Entries for the book-inspired art contest are due May 27th. See Mrs. Harris for more details.
8th graders, play day is almost here, which means it's time to sign up your 3-on-3 basketball team for the legendary Jim Joros Invitational 3-on-3 tournament.
You can have one sub, so there's a maximum of 4 players per team. Separate guys and girl divisions. Sign up at lunch or in Mr. Nevitt's room.
You can sign up for the volleyball tournament with Coach Pulis. You can play in both the basketball and volleyball tournament.
The dunking take will return to HMS on May 16th during 1-hour lunches. It's $1 per throw, and you can vote for the teachers you want to see dunk.
Vote Pulis 2016.
Color Wars are today.
Here's what else is happening at HMS.
Let's go way on, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10. Get back to where you once belonged. Get back.
Hello Hillwood, I'm Ryan, and this is Old Man Nevitt, and today we have another edition of Back in the Day Friday. How you doing, Old Man Nevitt?
I'm doing great. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Let's take a look in the mailbag.
All right, what do we have in the mailbag today?
For Back in the Day Friday. Dear Old Man Nevitt, what was air conditioning like back in the day when we were the first air conditioners invented? J. Wardlow, 8th grade.
All right, so air conditioning. Let me tell you something about air conditioning. When were the first air conditioners invented? Not that long ago, only been about 100 years. Now, you guys, the air conditioning isn't working in the room. It's a little bit warm in the classroom, and you guys are like, oh my gosh, I gotta go outside, let us go outside, I'm gonna die. You know how long humans lasted without air conditioning?
5
A
minutes.
really, really long time. Thousands and thousands of years. And all of a sudden, you kids today can't go 5 minutes. You never would have made it back in the day. You wouldn't have survived. Back in the day, people lived their whole lives without air conditioning. And guess what? Did the human race go extinct?
Not that I know
No,
of.
we're still here. Not extinct. So it's something that has spoiled you guys. We got a segment about the history of air conditioning. We'll take a look at that right now. So people have been trying to cool the air since way, way back in the day. Go all the way back to the ancient Egyptians. They would hang wreaths and there would be water that trickles down on it, and then the evaporation, the wind, the evaporation, it cools the air, cools it down. In ancient China, they had these rotary, hand-cranked rotary fans to cool things down. Ben Franklin experimented with cooling techniques from evaporation. So people have been trying for a long time. But the actual first air conditioner, modern air conditioner, and that's probably what you're wondering about, Jay, invented in 1902 by a guy named Wills Carrier. So this guy, Wills Carrier, he's not even trying to cool down his house. He's trying to improve the atmosphere in the printing press where he works, keep the humidity and temperature better for producing the products. And so he comes up with a method where there's these coals and they're filled with cold water. The water comes, the air comes through these cold coils, and then it cools the air and it can be pushed in. And that's what, the same concept that we have now today is these structures. They have coils. The coils have cold water on them. The air comes through, it cools the air, and then it can blow into our house. We have summer break in school. You know why they started summer break?
Why?
Air conditioning. It was too hot in the summer to learn. There's no air conditioning in the schoolhouses, so there could be no school in the summer. Now that we have air conditioning, maybe someday we'll get to go to school all year. Maybe not. But anyway, it also caused a big migration down south. Not nearly as many people live down here in the south. In Texas, it gets hot here. It's not easy to take, especially for a guy like you from Fairbury, Nebraska. The Texas heat, was it tough the first few years?
Yes, it was terrible.
Terrible. So yeah, not a lot of people wanted to live down here at first. Once they invented air conditioning, the population in the southern states really exploded, and a lot more people live down here now that we can keep the air cooler.
That makes sense. That was great, Old Man Nevitt. It's truly good to see how it was like back in the day. So what do we have for an artifact today?
All right, got a great artifact today. It's right here. This one's really gonna blow you away, Ryan. What do you think about that?
I know I'm gonna be wrong.
Probably.
I know I'm always wrong.
Right.
Is it a coat hanger?
It's a coat hanger. That's right, a coat hanger. But it's not just any coat hanger. We wouldn't just bring any coat hanger here on Back in the Day Friday. This is a vintage coat hanger. What does it say right there?
Striplings.
Striplings. You ever shopped at Striplings before?
Never.
No, never, because it's not around anymore. It's around back in the day, before your day. So Striplings, old department store, it says Striplings, Fort Worth, right there. So back, one of the original department stores, locally owned, family owned department store. My grandfather started out working at Striplings. He starts out sweeping the floor during the Great Depression, works his way up to become an elevator operator, and then from there goes up to be a manager, opens up their first store that was ever in a mall, becomes a manager and a buyer for the Stripling department store. Back then, back in the day, you could work your way up from the mailroom to the top of a company. You know what happens today when you start out in the mailroom?
You make money?
Yeah, you make minimum wage, and you spend the next 60 years in the mailroom until you either go crazy or you get a promotion and make an extra 50 cents an hour when they change you from mail specialist 1 to mail specialist 2. Or they make up some fake title like packing liaison and give you a big 50-cent raise. That's what happens today. But back then, back in the day, you could start out at the bottom. Hard work would get you somewhere, get you to the top. And so the other interesting thing about this, check this out. See that?
Yeah.
Do you see that on your average everyday coat hanger?
No.
Did you? No, you don't see that. What do you think? What do you think that part's for right there?
Bow and arrow?
Bow and arrow. Well, maybe maybe we're not. Striplings wasn't that far back in the day that you had to worry about the bow and arrow. That is for your pants. So what you're going to do here, here, stand up and we'll check it out. So say you've been out for out for the night, evening, there's some ballroom dancing or whatever you were doing back in the day. Then your coat goes right there. See how it's curved like that?
Yeah.
That's going to keep the keep the lines just right on your coat. Keep the shoulder right. You've got shoulder pads. You're going to keep your coat right, and then right here you can slip the pants in here. It's going to keep the creases just right on your pants, and it's going to hold your pants in place so they don't get all wrinkled and all messed up. Right? So now you got these wrinkle-free pants, right? You've seen this, you wrinkle-free pants, wrinkle-free shirt, wrinkle-free everything. We'll just worry about that back in the day. I know these kids don't have the attention span for the time it takes to get things right in today's society. But back in the day, we didn't have all this wrinkle-free stuff. We wanted to get the wrinkles out of something. It took a little hard work. You've got to get the iron out, you've got to iron it, you've got to take the wrinkles out. Now nobody's got time, I don't care what you look like, you don't want to dress up and look nice, it's just t-shirts, hoodies, and jeans and basketball shorts, right? That's all it is. But back in the day, we want to look nice, we want to look sharp. We ironed our pants, we got the wrinkle out, we had some hard work. And, wrinkles, there's nothing wrong with wrinkles if the little hard work has gone into it. Spencer Tracy had wrinkles, we liked him that way. All right, but today, nobody has the time. Nobody wants to put in the effort to get them out. But this vintage coat hanger right here harkens back to the day, family-owned department stores, and a little hard work, sweat, working your way up. That's what it was like for us back in the day.
What an interesting back-in-the-day artifact. You'll only see this once or twice in your life.
Yeah, once. You won't ever see it again. So appreciate it, make the most of it.
An official Striplings curved hanger. Well, this was a special edition of Back in the Day Friday. Thank you all.
Right, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Back in the Day.